The SUNY Charter School Institute's Active Ingredients project explores how we can credibly count and replicate the unique practices our schools are using to help students succeed. They're helping to define additional measures of what student success and school quality looks like beyond what standardized test scores provide.
NYC Autism Charter Schools are unique and special schools in the charter school landscape. We serve children who are profoundly affected by autism, who typically wouldn't have access to the kind of individualized, high-quality education that we're able to provide them. We serve kids that are on the severe to moderate end of the spectrum, and so that means that the majority of students we serve will probably need some level of support for the rest of their lives. Some kids that come in may do really well with the kind of intensive instruction that we provide, and our goal for them would be to move them into a less restrictive educational environment if they're able to benefit from that. So autism is a neurological disorder that affects 1 in 59 children. It is a spectrum disorder, which means that kids that share that label may look very, very different from one another. That's often why I think creating an educational environment for these children is challenging, because they are so different from one another. And I think to do it effectively, you really need to have this individualized mentality when you approach instruction. The Active Ingredients project is so important for us because we really can't rely on a lot of the traditional metrics that assess progress. None of our students are able to sit for standardized tests, for example. And so generally, when we look at accountability and success, we're thinking outside the box. And what I love about this project is that you're really looking at those other variables beyond just test scores that show that kids are making progress and that schools are successful environments. The additional measure that we were looking at relates to reducing levels of challenging behavior and increasing adaptive pro-social behavior. The impact of reducing challenging behavior is really opening doors and allowing for different possibilities for kids. We have many kids that may have incredible skills that we can't tap into because of some of these interfering challenging behaviors that limit our ability to take them in the community or be in a workspace. Once we reduce those behaviors and give them more adaptive alternatives, the doors are open and the world becomes bigger and they can access a lot of these opportunities that might not have been available to them. We really believe in our students and believe in taking advantage of whatever strengths and interests they bring to the table. So we provide enrichment programming that include piano instruction. We're really tailoring the way we teach piano, as we do everything, to individual students. Some may only be able to play a couple notes. Some at this point are playing whole pieces, but we hope that this is a skill that they'll be able to carry with them and will last a lifetime. The impact of the information that we gather from this project will hopefully help us enhance and improve instruction, which will translate into better outcomes for students and their families, more access to opportunities, and hopefully a better life once they leave us.
All schools serve students with additional needs, and that's what Active Ingredients is all about. Exploring how our schools are serving those students, figuring out what works, that special sauce, and seeing what we can replicate and scale. The hope is we can share this out with our partners who are committed to children across the education spectrum. For more information, visit activeingredientsproject.org.